What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. As you guys can see here, I have actually started my free-to-play account. I did a brand new one, and this time we're going to up the ante and make it a challenge account. All right, so here's what the plan is. If you guys have joined me on the live stream, thank you so much. I apologize, the game decided to crash multiple times on me yesterday. There are still some major bugs they got to fix on the earlier stages because I've never had any crashes on the newer stages with my main account. Now, this free-to-pay YT account is going to do something a little bit different. Okay, we're going to only focus on using SR weapons and SR units. Okay, so just so you guys can quickly see here, I did in fact get the Grimoire on my summon. I am not going to be using it. It's going to sit idly until I go ahead and use all of these weapons I possibly can and advance as far as I can. I plan to continue using SR weapons throughout the entire experience and hopefully never have to rely on one single SSR weapon at all. Okay, so I just started this account today on the live stream. We did it together. Because of the crashes, I couldn't continue it, but I have done it on my own just so you guys can see a little bit of the progress that's going on and what I'm doing. So first off, because I'm doing SSRs only, my crystals and everything are going to go towards strictly farming gates. That's it. I'm going to just focus on farming gates. In terms of story mode, I am currently level 16 and I am sitting here on level 17 requirement. I just have to go back and do a few of these little side chapters and I should be able to finish this and get myself all my summoning tokens as well too. Speaking of summoning, I really do hope the entire time I get myself the SRs that I need rather than going for the SSRs. Okay, so let's do a quick summon here, speaking of which, and see what we end up with. Now the goal of this, okay, is two things. Number one, to prove that this game in fact can go pretty far with just SR weapons. I'm not going to be competing with this account on the leaderboards. That's just silly. I know that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to compete with that whatsoever, but we are going to show that you can indeed finish endgame content, still do some endgame content bosses, still kind of compete a little bit in the leaderboards as a free-to-play player, but for the most part, I just want to prove that SR weapons and SR characters are in fact viable, and I want to be able to give you guys the most accurate tier lists or whatever else I need to when it comes down to SR information. The reason why I think this is extremely valuable as a player and a tester is because right now the entire focus before global drops has been on SSRs, and rightfully so. SSRs are the biggest jump in terms of power you possibly can get, but it doesn't mean a lot of people should neglect all the SR weapons and SR characters, and I think by proving it by playing the game this way, I'm going to be able to show you guys that some of these units are in fact viable, even maybe more so than some of the SSR characters. Okay, so that's kind of the goal here, and that's how we're going to tackle this. Now the 6,390 crystals, again, I'm going to be using it for leveling purposes mostly. Now what I've noticed on my main account is the fact that majority of my weapons used on major battles being like the dragon, or you know, like the spider boss, or any time of battlefields or battlefield of times, I've relied more on my SR weapons than I did on my SSR weapons. Believe it or not, they actually ended up working out a lot better for me, and because of that reason, I think it's important that we actually get a general sense of what we should be doing and what we should not be doing. Now you guys can see here some of my characters are in fact SRs. I haven't had any dupes yet. The only character I think, did I get a dupe for that character? No, actually, I don't have any dupes at all. So the goal here essentially is for the character perspective to get as many dupes as we can to push those characters up and out and get those guys rolling here. And hopefully with enough dupes, we can compete with some of the SSR characters in terms of power, right? Now, I don't know how much of this is going to be true. What do I have to kill here to take less damage? Okay, but we're going to, of course, attempt it. Now, a couple things I've already noticed. Water characters at SR level, this character specifically is incredible. She's such a good freezing CC mechanic character. Actually does really good damage as well too. And not to mention this asshole over here, Hongsu, I think it's Dongsu or Hongsu, I don't know, I forgot his name. The guy who tries to kill Jinwoo and, you know, take advantage of him in the Giant Arachnid raid is actually really, really good as a tanker and a breaker. Now, Jinwoo is the only one currently that I'm kind of struggling using as a character. Her heals are nice, her attack up is nice, but she's kind of crappy as a support, and I'm not finding the need for healing very much because of the fact that I'm able to kind of counter and dodge everything that I need to. But with that being said, I still want to try them all out as two things. Number one, main hunters like this, where we get to use them and test them out. And number two, also as support units for Sung Jin Woo, right? Because we need to know which units are actually going to be viable versus which ones are not going to be. And this way, for those free-to-play players who are struggling getting SSR characters, this way, I think this will help you guys have a better general idea of who you can use to supplement some of the elements in fights, right? So for example, when you're fighting someone like Igris, who a lot of people are having trouble with, and I'm hoping to be able to beat it with only SR stuff, by being able to supplement SR characters or SR weapons in that fight without having the SSR weapons, you may be able to do even better than you actually think. So that's, again, the main objective here. And also, I want to be able to update a tier list with also SSR characters, because right now currently what we have is only SSR characters, but I have 0 SR characters because I don't have the knowledge of using them. So this way I can also give you guys a more accurate tier list. So let me know if you guys are down for this. This is kind of the plan. All right, now my main struggle for sure is going to be when I get to Igris. If I don't have the proper weapon element, I can see myself being stuck there for quite some time. And this is part of the reason why I want to focus on leveling more than I want to focus on getting SSR gear or SR gear, right? Because I feel like with leveling, I can at least push some stats up there and help kind of overpower it from a stat perspective, but I also do need to get some dupes for weapons, and more importantly, I need to get the proper elemental weapons. So I know the challenge mode for free-to-play players is huge, so make sure, guys, if you are a free-to-play player, you are doing the challenge mode to the best of your abilities and trying to keep up with it, okay? Don't slack behind too long, because if you do, you're gonna be missing out on a lot of rewards that are very, very good for free-to-play players. Another thing for free-to-play players, if you're starting brand new and you want to do this, make sure you are entering the 2 redeem accounts, okay? The first one is, I believe it's called Hunter Pass First. So Hunter, Hunter, Pass First, okay, 1 ST. That will give you guys 2 free summoning tokens on the regular banner. Better than nothing. Take advantage of it, right? The second one is more important in my opinion, and this one is the one that I put in my recent video of a new code. Go check it out. I'll probably put it in this video as well too, just so you guys have it, but it gives you 200,000 gold to start with, and that's going to be a major help for you guys in terms of getting your gear up and artifacts up, etc., right? And that's something you're going to really, really suffer with, is artifacts, because gear, artifact, replacing gear, leveling up gear, all that stuff is going to require a ton of gold, and if you don't have that gold, you're going to be stuck behind. So artifact leveling is a huge one. Artifact farming is a huge one. So any form of gold that you can get as a free-to-play player, you're going to want it, okay? So make sure, guys, you do enter those codes and jump in and get it. So here's the plan going forward. I'm going to do this account live as well. I'm going to try to get past these buggy stages that keep crashing my PC. Once I get further up and I know the stages are not bugging, I'll go back to doing live feeds of this and my main account so you guys can see a little bit of both worlds. The free-to-play world with a challenge account, as well as the pay-to-win world with more end-game content and leaderboard statuses against other whales, okay? So there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. If you're interested in this, I'll continue going. Either way, I'm going to continue going, but I want to know what your thoughts are. And eventually, if I do get stuck, guys, I may switch over to SSRs, but I don't want to use it until I have to. Like, let's say I'm stuck on something for a week, then I'll do that. But if not, I'm going to continue being patient and using SR weapons and SR characters and pushing content as much as I possibly can. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.